I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly daily all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix, everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we are taking a closer look at Infinity Countdown Adam Warlock issue number 1. The Infinity Stones are on the move again, and it could mean the destruction of time and space as we know it. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop on in together and find out. Alrighty then, so if you missed it, back in the pages of Guardians of the Galaxy, Adam Warlock had returned. He hung out in the Soul Stone for a little bit before eventually being stolen and dragged to the end of time by Kang the Conqueror. And oh me oh my, while I personally dig the art style going on here, I am not a big fan of what it does to Kang's face. He's actually overly expressive. Adam obviously asks why Kang has brought him here, but before we get an answer, Kang does a nice job getting everyone up to speed on their Marvel cosmology and basically what Adam Warlock's whole deal is, in case you didn't know. Basically, Kang becomes the frickin' ghost of Christmas past and takes Adam Warlock through a walking tour of his own life, how he was created to be the ultimate being through the means of science, how he duked it out with heroes like Thor, helped save the world during the original Infinity Gauntlet storyline, but at the end of the day never really felt human or that he had a soul until he was merged with the Soul Gem. And hey, speaking of gems, that's why Kang the Conqueror has brought Adam Warlock to the end of time, and that's because the Infinity Stones are on the move again. And yes, I said stones, everyone's saying stones now. I was really hoping they would address that in the story, but so far they've yet to. Kang has foreseen an Infinity Apocalypse that will bring the destruction of all time and space, including where he's currently hanging out at the end of time, unless Adam Warlock can stop it. The problem is, though, Kang just can't drop Adam Warlock off in the past and hope he can fix the problem. That's because whoever they're dealing with right now has already assembled all of the Infinity Stones. And we know this because Kang says this is about the 115th time he's had this conversation with Adam Warlock. Every time he tried sending him back, it did not work out. And because of that, if they want to save the day, they're going to have to get a little bit more creative. Not a moment, though, after Kang sends Adam back one last time does he end up getting ambushed and ultimately destroyed by some unseen force. Meaning that this time travel journey looks to be a one-way trip. When we next meet up with Adam Warlock, he's in ancient Egypt, during the reign of one Pharaoh Rama-Tut, who, if you know your Marvel history, will eventually one day become Kang the Conqueror once he's mastered time travel. Rama, as we discover, has been using his knowledge of the future to watch the stars, and he believes at some point during 2018 a star will pass by Earth that will mark the beginning of the end. They also both seek to imply that this threat may be in some way or another related to the Magus, the evil doppelganger of Adam Warlock. Now, how on earth, you might be wondering, are they planning to get Adam Warlock to 2018 when we know full well now that traditional time travel methods aren't going to work? Well, Rama-Tut has a, let's call it, creative idea based around the fact that Adam Warlock, when injured, can go into a healing cocoon, so he decides to quite literally stab him in the back, lock him away in a sarcophagus, and say, hey, don't forget this talk we had once you make it to the future, bye. Wow, even when he's trying to help, Kang is still a dick, go figure. So that was Infinity Countdown Adam Warlock issue number 1, everybody. An issue that, while enjoyable, was still mostly just set up. In fact, most of what it sets up in this issue I pretty much could have gleaned from looking at the promotional artwork. It's going to be a cosmic event, it's going to involve the Infinity Stones, it's going to involve Adam Warlock. And whilst it doesn't exactly do anything too new or groundbreaking, it does a good job re-establishing who Adam Warlock is, what his deal is, and why he's important to the overall Marvel cosmology, for those who may have only seen or heard of Adam Warlock in the movies and don't actually know who he is. Overall, I feel comfortable giving it a 6 out of 10. It's perfectly acceptable. So that's the video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, be sure to take a closer look at some of these other videos I've been working on. That you can follow me on social media at Cape Joel, so you always know what I got coming out next. And hey, if you like what I do and are feeling in a supportive mood, please by all means check out my Patreon link down in the description. Patrons get exclusive access to videos and content before anyone else, and you can do so for as little as $1 a month.